Hey, Agency Savvy, Mike Rhodes here. I've got this new content and I've been sitting on it for the past couple of weeks, noodling on this. I was going to use it in a talk, but I actually don't have the opportunity to use this in a talk. I want you to have this information, so this is a little rough around the edges. I'm just going to record it, get it out to you, and based on your feedback, we'll iterate, we'll improve. I'll probably break it into modules and we can work on version 2. But I think this will really help you and your teams with the ongoing optimization of a Google account. Now, I have said in that opening slide that you can use this framework to optimize anything. Big cool, I know, anything based on data, but I'm obviously going to focus on Google Ads for this presentation because that's what you and I do most of the time, right? Again, Google Ads is just a tool. I know you've heard me say this before, but it's how you use the tool that determines the success or failure. We've all heard people come up to us and say, yeah, mate, tried it, but Google Ads, it doesn't work. It's how you use the tool. It's a tool just like fire. Use fire correctly, it can roast your marshmallows. Use it badly, it'll burn down your tent. How you use the tool matters. Now, yes, it is a complex tool. You've probably seen this chart before. Back when I started, all the way over there on the left-hand side, it was a somewhat less complex tool. But I don't want that complexity to get in the way, to make you want to hide, to make your teams want to hide whenever they open up Google Ads. My goal, then, for today, is to give you a framework that you can use every time you open up Google Ads. And for that matter, a couple of other tools, which we'll get to, that I think this is done in such a way, or my hope is that you will find this useful in those other areas. And it's funny, I had this idea for the framework a few weeks ago, but just this morning I heard a quote about Bill Gates. He's got a new Netflix doco, which apparently is amazing. And there's this quote in there that said he starts with a framework and then fills it in. So rather than gathering data, starting with the framework and then filling that in. So I thought that was quite pertinent to this, so I'm going to give you the framework and some examples on the way through, but it's then up to you to put whatever you want into this framework to make it work best for you. Sound fair? I'm going to throw a bunch of different things at you. My plea would be you take away one thing from this. You pull something out of this presentation and you go implement it immediately, and then if you want to, because you're an overachiever, you can come back later on, watch this presentation again, and grab another one thing from it, and then go implement that. Chris Mercer talked about this recently on the Google Analytics training that's inside AgencySavvy. Just don't get overwhelmed with this. Take one thing, implement it. That becomes a habit and second nature. Then you come back, you go through it again. Oh, there's another thing. I didn't even spot that the first time through, because you're coming at it with more knowledge, with more wisdom, because you're further down the road. Tony Robbins used to do this thing about, if I tell you to turn right now, or tell you to turn right 2 hours later on this big long car drive, you're going to end up in a completely different place, because you're in a different place when you hear the instruction. It's the same sort of thing. You're going to hear what we talk about today at today's level, wherever that is for you, of your understanding with optimizing Google Ads. And then once you've implemented this, or once you've taken your bit out of this, the bit that you thought, that was awesome, I'm just going to do that one thing, come back to this in a couple of months' time, watch it again, and I guarantee you'll see something new. You'll find something new. You'll think, that wasn't there the first time I watched this. It was. It's just that now your level of understanding and level of competence is so much better. You come back, you grab something new, you go implement that, and the cycle continues. So this is my ADFAB framework, because we all want fabulous ads.